Welcome to your 5 planets going retrograde in 2018 video. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. If you'd like to learn how to contact me, visit my website at www.readingsbyrosemary.com. We provide you with all the information necessary on how you can obtain one of our spiritual consultations, psychic astrology, Rosicrucian, Kabbalah, as well as classes and upcoming seminars. This video is going to give you luxurious, abundant angelic frequencies and zodiac angels, planetary astrology arcs, and horoscope houses information. Looking skyward, we find that 5 planets are going retrograde simultaneously. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto will all be going retrograde during 2018, concurrently with all 5 being retrograde from June 26th of 2018 through to July 10th of 2018. Now, Mars is going to be retrograde in Aquarius. Mars will be retrograde in Aquarius beginning on June 26th of 2018, which is akin to the natural 11th house of friends and reputation. So we have the sign of Aquarius, and that's the 11th house, sign of Aquarius, the 11th house, and we have Mars, the planet Mars, being retrograde in that sign. Now, regarding the Seraphim Samael is the planetary archangel of Mars, who will be in his retrograde style, traveling through natural 11th house habitation, ruled over by Archangel Cambriel, who is the zodiac angel of Aquarius. So it's important to note that these angels are going to have to be able to, basically the frequencies, these angelic frequencies are going to have to be able to jive and get along. And the information we're going to give you will help you sort of do rites and rituals that will assist you in getting this to be a good opportunity for you. And you can make a good time of these 5 planets being retrograde if you use the energy appropriately. Now, you're going to want to understand that the retrograde aspect lasts through until August 27th of 2018, when Mars goes direct. Okay, Neptune is going to go retrograde in Pisces. It's going to go retrograde in the 12th house, the natural 12th house of Pisces. And Neptune is one of the rulers of Pisces, along with Jupiter. Now, this is going to begin on June 18th of 2018, which is analogous to the natural 12th house of spirituality. Planetary archangel of Neptune is Asariel, who will be in his retrograde fashion traveling through natural 12th house habitation, ruled over by Archangel Amethyst, who is zodiac angel of Pisces. Retrograde aspect lasts through until November 24th of 2018, when this Kuiper Belt planet Neptune goes direct. Jupiter retrograde in Scorpio begins on March 9th. That's Jupiter retrograde in Scorpio. March 9th is when that transit will begin. And that's akin to the natural 8th house of birth, sex, death, and debt. Now, planetary archangel of Jupiter which will be in Scorpio, but regarding the planet Jupiter, that planetary angel, the archangel, is Sachiel, who will be in his retrograde style, journeying through natural 8th house habitation, that's Scorpio, ruled over by Archangel Bartshel, who is zodiac angel of Scorpio. Retrograde aspect lasts through until July 10th of 2018, when Jupiter goes direct. Regarding the next event that is going to occur is Saturn retrograde in Capricorn. Capricorn is here. And this is Saturn will be retrograde in Capricorn, and that is going to begin on April 17th of 2018, which is analogous to the natural 10th house of social standing and fame. Planetary archangel of Saturn is Cassiel, who will be in his retrograde fashion traveling through natural 10th house habitation, ruled over by Archangel Hanael, who is zodiac angel of Capricorn. Retrograde aspect lasts through until September 6th of 2018, when Saturn goes direct. Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. Again, Capricorn and Pluto, the planet Pluto, will begin a retrograde direction on April 22nd, 2018, which is akin to the natural 10th house of social standing and fame. Planetary archangel Pluto is Azrael, who will be in his retrograde style, transiting through natural 10th house habitation ruled over by Archangel Hanael, who is zodiac angel of Capricorn. Retrograde aspect lasts through until September 30th of 2018, when this Kuiper Belt planet, Pluto, goes direct. Okay, now there are 3 of these planets, which are called ancient planets, in this particular transit, and this retrograde confluence of planets, when these ones that we mentioned, there's 3 of them which are called the ancient planets. Those are Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. And again, they're called ancient planets. And 2 names, Neptune and Pluto, are those more newly discovered by modern man anyway, bearing the distinction of being Kuiper Belt inhabitants, okay? Now, so that's Neptune and Pluto, or those Kuiper Belt, those sort of newer discovered, if you want to say that, that our ability to view those came, more recently. Of course, some people believe that the very, very, even before the ancients that we call the ancients, that they did know about those planets. But that's a whole another, subject, which a lot of people have written books about. And Zachariah Sitchin is one of the academics that you want to read his books. That's Zachariah Sitchin, who knows all about this type of the very, very, very ancient, how it comes in from someone coming in as Pluto being the first planet they see, or the Kuiper Belt being how they first enter into the solar system. So you just want to understand that Zachariah Sitchin is a great resource for this kind of information, and they're wonderful books. Now, regarding the Kuiper Belt, this confluence of planets with Neptune and Pluto, and again, the more the planets that you might be more familiar with, especially if you're studying Kabbalah, we have Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Okay, now these 5 planets, this confluence of planets, are going to have a meaningful effect upon you and yours. So we want you to really sort of get into how this will bring opportunities that you're able to take advantage of. Zodiac angels and astrology archangels who rule over planetary spheres are known in Hebrew as Mazaroth Melech. Knowing how to utilize frequencies generated from mighty arcs who preside over planetary spheres as well as zodiac signs and houses is imperative to gain a great success from such an array. Now here's how to take advantage of the angelic frequencies that are going to be produced from these astrological transits. Use planetary and zodiacal correspondences to very empower yourself and those you care for, and that's calling in angelic frequencies as follows. Mars and Aquarius correspondences. So again, we have Aquarius, we have Mars, retrograde in Aquarius. So for Mars in Aquarius, the correspondences which may be used to invoke all good things, and a pinch of nostalgia when the planet is retrograde for sentimentality, or willfulness for potency, but be wary of power, for it is a baneful taskmaster. Now, Mars correspondence is Hebrew planet Ma'adim, divine attribute God the warrior, found in Exodus 15:3, the gemstone coral or red coral, and you want to use the perfume of tobacco or cinnamon. Aquarius correspondences, tribe of Israel, Reuben, Hebrew letter Zadai or Zadi. Bible verse is Psalm 119 verses 137 to 144. Tarot card is the star. This is in the Rider-Waite deck, this is the star. Okay? And that is a tarot card associated. Now, the tarot cards are basically flashcards that people use when they want to sort of memorize Kabbalistic correspondences. And remember that pictures go into the right brain, or the feminine side, and written word more goes into the logical brain, and math and that kind of thing goes into the logical side on the left brain. Of course, that might be a little bit different if you're left-handed, but we don't want to get into all that. But that's basically how all that works. And then the pineal gland lights up, and that is when we have the burning bush, which is the burning bush is the brain, and the pineal, when the pineal gland lights it up, that's the fire that does not consume but heals. So that's when the God consciousness is achieved. That for Hashem, which you really, because once you start putting names, you lower it. But when it's has no name, it's Hashem. Then means the name. It's a consciousness that's above what our human mind might try to get into some kind of, we try to nail it down or pin it down and understand it, and then that's when it starts to lose some of that miraculous ability, okay? Now, the birthstone is going to be amethyst, so you can utilize, we have a lovely pyramid amethyst for you here, or the other more raw type of amethyst, and that's a very beautiful, beautiful stone. The perfume is myrrh, pine needles, benzoin, or lavender. The Hebrew constellation is Deli. Now, Neptune in Pisces correspondences, which may be used to invoke all good things, add a pinch of nostalgia when planet is retrograde for sentimentality, or willfulness for potency, but be wary of power, for it is a baneful taskmaster. Now, Neptune correspondences, Hebrew planet Rahab, given Hebrew name in 2009 by the Hebrew Language Academy after popular vote from possible names according to Haaretz. Now, divine attribute, God the deliverer, our salvation, found in Matthew 14:25, the gemstone blue sapphire or turquoise. And you want to also utilize the perfume, night blooming jasmine, berries, musk, sandalwood, and sea asparagus. Pisces correspondences. The tribe of Israel is Simeon. Hebrew letter is Kof. The Bible verse is Psalm 119, and that's chapter 119, that's Psalm 119. It's just the Psalm 119, not really chapter, but Psalm 119. And it's verse 145 to 152. The tarot card is the moon. The moon. Okay? And the birthstone is aquamarine. Beautiful stones. And the spikenard, lemon balm, clove, anise, eucalyptus, and the Hebrew constellation is Dagim. Okay, so that is where we have the Pisces. Pisces is Dagim. It's the Hebrew constellation. Regarding Jupiter and Scorpio correspondences, which may be used to invoke all good things, add a pinch of nostalgia when planet is retrograde for sentimentality or willfulness for potency, but be wary of power, for it is a baneful taskmaster. Jupiter correspondences, Jupiter planet Zodiac, divine attribute God the Father, found in Isaiah 63:16. Gemstone is chrysoberyl or a yellow sapphire. Okay, and you can utilize the perfume of juniper berries, clove, walnut, pomegranate rind, and grapefruit. Scorpio correspondences, tribe of Israel is Dan, Hebrew letter Nun, Bible verse Psalm 119, and that's verses 105 to 112. The tarot card is Death. Okay, so Death, the tarot card. And you don't have to be frightened, because death in a health question may not always be a good omen, but in a love question it can be a very good omen for physical contact and physical relationships, and in a business question it can signify a beneficial change. And remember, even our physical death is a birth into our next life, and we don't have to be so worried that we're going to not have any continuation, because you will have a continuation. You'll have the kind of continuation that will make you most happy, for God is merciful. Okay, now the birthstone is citrine, the perfume is musk, vanilla, clove, peppermint, and the Hebrew constellation is Akrab. Okay, now the Saturn in Capricorn is what we're going to get into next. This is Saturn retrograde in Capricorn. So the Saturn in Capricorn correspondences, which may be used to invoke all good things, add a pinch of nostalgia when planet is retrograde for sentimentality and or willfulness for potency, but be wary of power, for it is a baneful taskmaster. Now Saturn correspondences, Hebrew planet is Shabbatai, the divine attribute God the lawgiver, found in Genesis 2:16-17. Gemstone is blue sapphire. Okay, blue sapphire or amethyst. Remember, we can have amethyst. We have that beautiful amethyst pyramid. And the perfume for Saturn, for Shabbatai, is myrrh, pomegranate, olive oil, eucalyptus, or patchouli. Now, regarding the Capricorn correspondences, remember Capricorn, the natural 10th house. Okay, Capricorn, the tribe of Israel is Zebulon. The Hebrew letter is ayin, which means I. And the Bible verse, Psalm 119, verses 121 to 128, the tarot card is the devil. Okay, the devil. So again, in some, it's going to have different meanings. In a love question, it's going to indicate strength and lust. You know, it can also indicate genetics, very strong genetics, but it can also, you know, in business there's a strength too, and in the it's strength and health too. There's always a little bit of not knowing whether or not you're being told the truth, but basically, if what you notice that the individuals are chained, so it's about being imprisoned by one's ego is basically what it's about. But there is a strength in it, but you want to turn that imprisonment into self-discipline, and then other people won't be who is disciplining you. You'll be disciplining yourself, and other people won't have to discipline you. So that's how that works out. So it's not, you know, these tarot cards can have good meanings as well. Now, the birthstone is garnet, perfume, okay, birthstone garnet, perfume, benzoin, valerian, patchouli, orris root, and the Hebrew constellation of Jedi. Or Gedi. I think it's Gedi or Gedi. I'm not exactly sure the pronunciation, you know, because, you know, of popular culture. I like to say Jedi, but it's actually probably Jedi or Gedi or Gedi, something like that. All right. Now, a disclaimer is in order here. High magic should be used with all mindfulness, since powerful forces of manifestation are unleashed. This is intended exclusively for entertainment purposes. Now, regarding this is the Rider-Waite deck. It's a Rider-Waite deck, and this is the big jumbo pack that I have there for, you know, for teaching classes. Because it's wonderful to teach how tarot cards are associated with Kabbalah, because they're like flashcards. They just make it easier to understand. And the information found in this document is based on the oral tradition known as Kabbalah, taught to me by Rosicrucian clergy when I was but a young girl, the facts of which I have committed to memory. Thank you for joining us, and please join us again.